Essex Police Emergency.
Hi there. Okay. Hello. I need police and a forensics team to my address, please.
What do you mean? What's happened?
My friend and I got into an altercation, and I'm the only one who came out alive.
Breck David Bednar was a 14-year-old schoolboy from Caterham in Surrey. He was a student at St Bede's School in Redhill, a member of the Air Training Corps 135th Squadron, and would also attend St John the Evangelist Church in Caterham. The Bednar family were a close-knit family and spent a lot of quality time together. Breck's parents, Lauren Lefavre and Barry Bednar, were originally from the United States, but moved to the United Kingdom in 1996 for Barry's job in the oil trading industry. Barry was highly successful in his career, and the family lived very well as a result. In 2002, the family doubled in size when Lauren gave birth to triplets, Chloe, Carly, and Sebastian. Everyday life was full on, but never without joy and laughter. Breck loved playing with his sisters and brother and teaching them new things. 6 years after the triplets were born, Laureen and Barry split up. Lauren and the 4 children stayed at the family home in Surrey, while Barry moved out. Barry continued to be a constant in the children's lives, playing an active role in their upbringing. Breck's relationship with his father stayed strong despite the breakup, and Breck regularly stayed over at his house. Breck continued to excel academically and socially. His mother described him as relaxed, warm-hearted, and passionate about computing and having a love for technology. He could usually be found playing computer games and chatting with his friends online using a program called TeamSpeak, which creates the same experience as a teleconference call. One of his favorite games was Battlefield 3, which he played on a server as part of a larger virtual group. Breck knew everyone in this group in real life, except for Lewis Daynes. Lewis Daynes from Grays, Essex, was an 18-year-old unemployed computer engineer who spent most of his time playing games online and chatting with the group of 6 younger boys. To look at Daynes, you wouldn't think he was much older than Breck and his friends. No one really knew Daynes very well, who grew up as an only child, and after his parents split, he initially lived with his mother until her new husband got a job overseas. He then moved in first with his father, then with his grandparents. It was reported that he had also been in the care system for an unknown period of time. When he was aged 16, Daynes lived alone in a flat owned by his grandparents. He had no friends outside of the gaming community, and his neighbors described him as reclusive. The server the boys were using was owned by Lewis Daynes. They initially described Lewis as quite a close friend, and that he was fairly funny. He bought them games normally they wouldn't be allowed to buy, like over 18s, as they were all around 14. He told them he lived in New York, and that he worked for the Secret Service. Daynes would boast to the group about his success as a software engineer. He claimed that he owned various properties and worked for the government on top secret projects. He also told them he had donated $2.5 million in Bitcoin to rebels fighting the government forces in Syria. Daynes claimed to be a millionaire and the owner of several companies that were valued in the hundreds of millions of dollars. He would make these claims to all the members of the group, but it appears that as time progressed, he began to hone in on Breck. Breck clearly loved the attention, believing that a wealthy tech entrepreneur was interested in him. Breck was clearly taken with the attention of Lewis, who was telling him that he too could become a successful software engineer and a millionaire like him, because he had that kind of mind. Daynes told Breck that he was wasting his time with school and that they should go into business together. Daynes used his power to block people online, to isolate Breck, especially those who tried to call him out on his lies. Daynes would also get into Breck's head by telling him that his friends were talking about him behind his back and that he was the only one that he could trust. Lauren would begin to notice a change in her son's behavior. He stopped going to church and socializing outside of his online group and would spend most of his time in front of his computer. She became concerned by the influence Daynes was having on Breck, with him regularly telling her all the lies that Daynes had told him about his wealth and success, which she was beginning to become suspicious about. Lauren tried to stop contact between Daynes and Breck by threatening to take away his computer, but Daynes would twist this by telling Breck that his mum was too controlling and that he didn't have to listen to her. Daynes convinced Breck that his mum and friends were just jealous and that he was the only one that he could trust and saw his true potential. During arguments with his mum, Breck would tell her that Lewis said, "I don't have to listen to you." She was becoming increasingly concerned that he was grooming her son. In December 2013, Lauren called Essex police and reported that her son was being groomed, and she was worried that he was in danger, but the police took no action. What she didn't know was that Lewis Daynes had a sexual interest in young boys and had already come to the attention of the police. In 2011, he was arrested on suspicion of 5 offences, including attempted rape, sexual activity without consent, and child pornography. This occurred when he was just 15 years old, when he attempted to rape another boy. However, this was apparently investigated by Essex police, but he was not charged with any offences. Since Lauren had been trying her best to stop Lewis communicating with Breck online, he had sent Breck a mobile phone by courier. In early 2014, Daynes began to convince Breck that he was dying and wanted to hand over his business to him. However, they needed to meet face-to-face at his property in Essex so he could show Breck how to run the company before the handover. They arranged to meet on the 17th of February 2014. On that weekend, Breck was staying at his dad's house after getting back from a recent school trip to Spain. Breck asked his dad if he could visit a friend and that he might spend the night there. It was later discovered that Lewis had given Breck a cover story, just in case his dad asks too many questions. On the night of February 16th, after convincing his father that he was headed to a friend's place, Breck took a 30-mile taxi from his home in Caterham, Surrey, to meet Daynes in person at his flat in Grays, Essex. This is the last time that Breck would be seen alive.
Essex Police Emergency.
Hi there. Okay. Hello. I need police and a forensics team to my address, please.
What do you mean? What's happened?
My friend and I got into an altercation, and I'm the only one who came out alive.
Are you telling me you've killed somebody?
Yes, I am.
Right, and who am I speaking to?
My name is Lewis Daynes. I'm 18 years old, and I live...
Right, okay. And what's actually happened?
My friend came to stay the night with me yesterday, feeling very down, feeling suicidal. And I woke up this morning, he was in a mess. I tried to calm him down. I hugged him, then said that I was there for him. He shrugged me off.
Can you just bear with me a second? Don't tell me any more, okay? You're telling me he is definitely dead?
Yes, I'm telling you he's definitely dead.
Bear with me a second. Right, okay, Lewis, I need you to just take me back through that again. So what happened last night?
Okay. He came to stay with me because he was feeling down. I tried
What's his name?
Breck. B-R-E-C-K, Bednar. B-E-D-N-E-R.
Sorry, B-R-E... Breck?
Yes.
And then his surname is?
Bednar. B-E-D-N-E-R.
Okay, so he came to stay with you.
I can explain this to the officers when they get
I will just... I need to take these initial details.
I know. He came to stay with me the night. I did my best to comfort him. I woke up this morning. He was in a mess. I tried again.
Right, just slow down again, Lewis. I need to take these details. So did you have an argument with him last night?
No, we were fine.
You were fighting?
No, we were fine. We were fine last night. We both went to sleep. I said that we were fine.
Okay, but why did he come to stay with you?
Because he was fed up with his home life.
Right, because he was fed up with his home life.
He's had a lot of problems. I've known him for a long time. He came to stay with me. I was in Thailand last week on holiday. He was in Spain on holiday.
Right, okay.
We both got back.
So,
met up.
you both went to bed, and then what's happened this morning?
I woke up. He was just standing up. He was in a mess, hands on his face. I got up. I put my arms around him, and I said it was okay. He just shrugged me off and said no. I can't remember exactly what he said. He was going on about how he didn't want to go home. He was fed up with his life, and he didn't want to go.
Right,
and
okay.
I have a penknife on the side of, in my room, adjacent to my bed. I have a chest of drawers. After shaving the TV and stuff on there, I had a penknife on there, folded. He picked it up, opened it, and then lost control.
Slow down. Let me just take those details here. Penknife on the bedside table. Breck grabbed this.
Yes.
What, in order to harm himself?
No, in order to harm me. He opened it and then lost control.
To harm informant and opened it. What states he lost control.
In self-defense, put my left arm up to block him from stabbing me effectively. We struggled. I got him to the ground. He got up. I got the knife. Can you not interrupt me with this part?
Okay, go on.
Okay. This is being recorded anyway, isn't it?
Yep.
I grabbed the knife and I stabbed him once in the back of the neck, I believe somewhere near the brainstem. He turned around, tried to carry it on, and I think I stumbled on my chest of drawers. I fell over. I got back up, backed away, and then I don't remember exactly what happened, but the fight ended with me cutting his throat. I believe I turned around and I slashed his throat.
Right.
He fell face first on my bed. I tried to stop the bleeding.
Yep.
He fell onto the floor.
Yep.
I couldn't stop it. His throat was properly cut.
And he's still on the floor?
Yes. He fell onto the bed face first. I was trying to compress the wound at that time. And
Lewis, are you still in the room where Breck is?
No.
Where are you?
Look, don't interrupt me. Just let me explain this if this is being recorded. I didn't know what to do. I felt like...
Right, is the house where you are and where Breck is, yeah? But you're in another room, are you?
Yes, I felt like taking my own life. I don't remember what happened after that. All I know is I dropped the knife in my hallway. I stripped down and just sat in the shower.
Right, you've left the weapon in the hallway.
Yes.
And have spent how long sitting in the shower?
I don't know. Look, are the police on their way? I can hear something.
They are.
Okay, I'm going to go and do my part. Please, thank you for your help.
Right, just listen.
After meeting face-to-face for the first time on that February evening, sometime during the span of their encounter, Breck was murdered. From evidence that was later collected, it was also found that shortly after Breck was killed, some sexual activity occurred. Recorded evidence would later show that before their meeting, Lewis had bought duct tape, condoms, and syringes online. That same duct tape would be used to bind Breck by the wrists and ankles before Breck's throat was slit by a knife, causing him to die within seconds. But the horror didn't end there. After murdering Breck, Lewis Daynes would take pictures of Breck's mutilated body and send them to two of his other friends from the gaming group. Photos which were ultimately leaked and circulated as news of his death broke. In fact, Just as police were informing Breck's father of his son's murder, in the other room, Breck's 12-year-old sibling, Sebastian, would receive a text from a friend reading, "Is it true about your brother? If it's true, it's so sad." After calling 999 on his own crime, there was a chilling calm to Lewis's voice as he tried to present a story to the police that Breck had tried to take his own life and Lewis had accidentally stabbed him in the struggle to save him. When officers arrive at the scene of the crime, Breck's body was lying in Lewis's bedroom. All of Lewis's computer equipment had been submerged in water in an attempt to destroy the evidence, while Breck's clothes were later found in the bins outside of Lewis's flat. In the ensuing investigation, the police would come to learn that Lewis had been living alone since he was 16 and had developed disturbing interests online. He was obsessive and was fascinated by Syria, particularly a video of a beheading in Syria. Police say that Daynes had been aiming to meet up with someone within the online community between September 2013 and February 2014. Tragically, Breck became the one he decided on. Despite all of this, Lewis continued to maintain his innocence in Breck's death all the way up until his trial. However, just moments before, in Chelmsford Crown Court, Lewis decided to plead guilty for the murder of Breck Bednar. And on January 12, 2015, Lewis Daynes was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 25 years for murder with sexual and sadistic intent. Lewis will be 44 before he is eligible for release.
19-year-old Lewis Daynes was sentenced to at least 25 years today for the murder of Breck Bednar.
No amount of years behind bars will ever change the poisonous attitude and actions of a psychotic animal who can behave this way. No amount of years will bring back the lovely boy taken from us. My little man, down what centuries of light did you travel to reach us here? Your stay so short-lived. I can't bear to lose Breck. And not have something good come out of it.